Hi, we're Flying Machines and we're here to talk about our latest album, New Life, coming out on Ubuntu Records in October this year. New Life really reflects a new kind of process and way of thinking that's gone into putting this record together. We've explored a lot of new avenues that I think has resulted in a big step up and a feeling of progression from the first album. It really goes back to our first tour in a way. We did kind of a big first tour, about 24 dates, and it was really cool doing a lot of gigs night after night, kind of playing the music kind of back to back. But I think also inevitably there came a point where we wanted to get off script a bit more. I remember the occasion actually, there was a gig in Leeds about halfway through the tour where I think I even said, oh, we're just going to make something up now. It was suddenly the energy in the room kind of changed, and it was a very cool thing to just suddenly like launch into a little, just a blast of kind of improvised noise. And ever since that moment, I think on every gig there was always like a bit where we would just collectively improvise as a group, which we hadn't done before. So then for the record, it was kind of, we were thinking, well, how can we combine these two worlds, like the sort of Wayne Krantz, very loose, very improvised kind of, that kind of approach with the more delicate and more written kind of thing that we do as well, which is inspired by people like Tiger and Hamasyan.
It was at the end of the session actually, wasn't it? That we decided to record them. Well, it was always a plan to have some improvised pieces to go alongside with the sort of longer, more composed things. So when we'd sort of got all the organised stuff down, it was a real nice relief just to go back in and just play for a bit. And then we ended up just. We must have done, I don't know, we probably did 6 or 7 different fairly long improvised things, and then we just went through and chose the bits that were the most exciting and sort of would stitch the album together really with it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the role of those.
Inevitably the ideas are much simpler as well. Like it might just be a bass line or a piano sound, or like I think we got like some interesting synth sounds. There's a tune called Bullet Train, which was kind of all about your drum groove, and we got a drum sound from the piano mics which are in the next room, so the drums have a completely different sound to the rest of the album. There's loads of kind of crackle, and my amp was kind of blowing up at the time, but it doesn't matter for that thing. It's just warts and all, and the whole point of it was just to have a bit more freedom. In general, I think the production is a bit more contemporary on this record. There's a bit more of the overdubs.
It's a bit cleaner. It's a bit punchier. And
I think Sonny John's the producer we worked with. He definitely played a big part in absolutely in making that happen. There's a tune called New Life, and I had a really kind of huge guitar sound in my head. I wanted it to sound like the kind of like metal, basically. So yeah, we ended up with like 70 different guitar tracks, and everything was double tracked in the end. It probably took way too long out of the. It took a long time to get it sounding that big, but I think we've really captured it.
It wasn't just about capturing the music, all the stuff we did in the studio was part of the development as well, and that'll now influence how we play it live when we come to do the tour.
We weren't afraid this time to use kind of quite radically different guitar sounds going from one section to the next, which I never would have thought to do that on the first record. The first record is kind of it's very organised and everything flows quite tidily into the next section, but Sonny very much brought this thing of stark contrasts between sections in the tune, so there's a lot more surprise and kind of disjunction in the arrangements. Ultimately, I think he's put a bit more chaos into the mix, but in a good way.
Yeah, I think there's definitely more range on this album. It's
Yeah.
a bit broader, isn't it, and a bit more extreme, like you were saying, in terms of the structure and the chaos, but also just the extremes of dynamics and kind of all the different elements. We tried to just expand everything.